Hey folks, Kevin here. Well, it's August 16th, 2025. It's going to be another real hot one today. There's a possibility of some rain tomorrow and a possibility midweek next week getting some rain. We're really hoping for some rain. It's a dust bowl right here. All the lawn is turning brown, even where it's really thick topsoil over here during the winter months when I need to snow blow over in this area, which I want to clean it up and put gravel in there. I sink in, probably 10 inches in good, rich topsoil. And it's all turning brown over there, like so many other places around here. Very disappointing. So I've been spending a lot of hours working at the computer, a lot of it planning for the building and all. With the expenses of building materials right now, it's got me a little bit stressed. You know, lumber prices have been going up. The whole issue with Canada and all, I was hoping for the prices to drop some, but I have to really refine my drawings, which I posted a video yesterday about, or recently about. And I need to get my updated materials list, and then I need to go to each one of the different sites and based on their reviews and information I've gotten about the various suppliers, get some quotes for the building materials that I need, because there's a lot and it's really expensive. And so that's been something that's been weighing on me, stressing me out, trying to get all that together and all. Really, my brother Dave has been fantastic. He's the engineer. He looks at my drawings and we discuss what I'm contemplating as far as fixtures, trying to make it as indestructible as possible for future generations and all. So thank you, Dave, for all that you do. I really appreciate it. So that's something that's been frustrating, and the heat has been crazy, and it's so dry here. Man, we just need some rain, and we need a lot of it. I usually don't want to get one of those big downpours because it won't soak in because the ground is so dry and dusty right now, but we really need some rain. I'd love to get like a week of an inch a day. That would be great, but I think it'll start raining when I start building. So that's how things usually work. But it's supposed to start cooling down after today. So I'm pretty excited about that. I'll spend more time outside. Yesterday, Bud brought a load of wood chips up there in the front yard. And instead of piling it up, I think what I'm going to do is, after I get done doing some weeding, I'm going to go ahead and use the green machine and bring some of those wood chips down around pond 5. The leaky pond. It's just about bone dry now, but there's places where the weeds have really been creeping up, and the more organic material I got on the margins of that pond, the better off. It's a really steep slope where that edge of the pond is, where I'm going to put the wood chips. So yesterday, and now I've talked about doing some of the weeding around here. Today I'm going to do some weed whacking with the Ego weed whacker, and I really love that weed whacker and all, but I don't enjoy weed whacking because right now I'm going to go into the west garden where the weeds are really a bit way out of control, not a bit out of control, way out of control, and they're already dropping seed. So I've missed the prime target of dealing with the weeds. So it's just going to be more problems for later on. But I thought what I'd do is try and knock them down as much as I can with a weed whacker, and hopefully I'll be able to go back to it. And speaking of weeding, so I've talked about my flame weeding, so I've got the flame weeder. I may do some flame weeding up the driveway. I went ahead and bought Burnout. Burnout is a non-selective, non-systemic herbicide. So I don't like using any sprays at all, but I will use things that are not systemic. So a systemic herbicide means that it's just like with us. It gets into your system and goes through the whole body. and non-selective, meaning that whatever you spray it on, it's going to kill. Well, it didn't work at all. Along this, I wanted to kill the areas that I've been flame weeding before alongside the driveway margin, so that when I put limestone down on top of it, on top of the driveway, I will have less of a chance of those weeds emerging, especially in all the places that we don't typically drive and all. But that burnout didn't work at all. So what is burnout? It's a citric acid and a clove oil, and it's really has good reviews from what I could see. But I used it at the highest concentration. It's a couple days later, and it's just as green as can be, and all. The vinegar works extremely well. I've been using the 50% vinegar, which is a highly concentrated vinegar, and then I mix 50% with standard vinegar that you'd pick up at the at the grocery store, and I've used just straight vinegar with a little dishwashing detergent mixed in with, so it just has longer contact with the surface of the leaves. So the vinegar and the flame weeding work well. The darn burnout didn't work at all. Really disappointed, and that's expensive. So that's that situation with that. So I may do some flame weeding up the driveway. I may mix up some vinegar solution and do some around there. The Dutch white clover seed that I put down over there where the septic system, where I dug it up and all, I need to spread some more clover seed. The sprinkler head that I was using wasn't covering the ground well enough, and even though a lot of the clover came up where the sprinkler head was missing, those clover seedlings died. So I've got to reseed the area, and I switched this morning to a different spray system there. These are all pieces that that were in the workshop when it collapsed, so not everything works like it used to. And I think those are the things that I've got to do. So I may spread some seed. I'll probably distribute some wood chips. I've got to do some weed whacking. Maybe I'll do some vinegar spraying as well. Just trying to get some things caught up around here, then back to the office and get some more work done as well. So, generated some letters for Supreme Court justices in Delaware for our Tesla. We sent those will go out Monday. All those sorts of things. Everything's going on right now, and it's a bit crazy. So I'm going to stop babbling here and see if I can get some weed whacking done right off the bat before it gets any hotter. Fingers crossed, things go well. All right.
Every once in a while, gotta stop and dance. Out on the farm, take a twirling chance. Kick off the boots, let the good times roll. Feel that rhythm deep in your soul. Sun's up high, mowing fields all day. Tractors humming, pruning trees all day. Barn's full, yeah, the work don't stop, but the beat's calling, let the hammer drop. Grab your hat, spin it to the ground. Fiddles play and hear that country sound. Crows are chatting, let them join the groove. Every once in a while, we gotta move. Dance on the farm, yeah, swing it around. Kick up the dust, make a joyful sound. Every once in a while, let the good vibes start. Dance on the farm, feel it in your heart. Dance on the farm, under wide open skies. Twirl with the wind, where the free spirit flies. Every once in a while, let the good times spark. Dance on the farm, light it up in the dark. Corn's growing, fields stretching wide. Hold down the rows with a country pride. But when the sun dips, paint the sky with red. We're kicking it alive where the barn is led. Square dance call, grab a partner, spin. Fiddle and banjo, let the fun begin. From the forest to the old oak tree, dance like the harvest is wild and free. Dance on the farm, yeah, swing it up in the dark. Stop the work, let the deer graze. Moonlight's glowing, set the night ablaze. Line up the crew from the fields to the gate. Dance like nobody's counting the crate. Clap your hands, stomp the ground real loud. Farm's alive with a dancing crowd. Every once in a while, let the world stand still. Dance on the farm, get your heart its fill. Dance on the farm, yeah, swing it around. Kick up the dust, make a joyful sound. Every once in a while, let the good vibes start. Dance on the farm, feel it in your heart. Dance on the farm under wide open skies. Twirl with the wind where the free spirit flies. Every once in a while, let the good times spark. Dance on the farm, light it up in the dark. Yo, farm crew, let's keep it alive. Dance on the land where the good things thrive. Every once in a while, just stop and sway.
Okay,
Dance
well, I did
on
get
the
some,
farm, let the
I just
night
had
lead the
lunch,
way.
and I did get some weeding done here in the western garden plot. Really went at it with the weed whacker. That Eagle weed whacker does a great job. Gets things knocked down pretty darn well. And it's tough. There's more weeding that needs to be done, but this is like the first pass to go through just to try and uncover some of the blueberry plants. Here we go, Pennsylvania smartweed here. Have to reach down in there and get this baby out of there. It's in amongst all the new growth here. There we go. Lay that down here. So there's a lot of hand weeding that's got to be done. But I knocked down a lot of the grasses and all. There's a lot more that's got to be done. But it looks a little bit better. The weed whacker does a really good job. I try to knock down the, the crown where the roots, give rise to the vegetation just above the surface. And of course, there's some weeds, grasses, and all that are tightly adhered to the root crown of the various plants, including these thornless blackberry plants. So that worked out okay. So I think what I'm going to do now is fire up the flame weeder, go up and down the driveway along the margins there and see if I can kill the vegetation coming up in the driveway. It's a hot one, not too pleasant, but some of the things got to be done. And since it's in the afternoon and it's real dry out here, the flame weeder should have a pretty significant effect. Now, we're not trying to burn it. We're just going to go over it, just roll over it with the flames going. And hopefully everything will work out well. Again, this is a flame weeder powered by a 20-pound propane tank here. We've got 5 heads that are going to be within that stainless steel shroud there. And hopefully that's going to work just fine. We'll drive it up the driveway there, or walk it up the driveway rather. So anyways, let's get started. It takes right off. Brown grasses that were killed before that might ignite some.
Weeding has got to be done, and it's no fun, but we're out here in the morning sun, pulling the weeds, feeling the breeze, finding small pleasures among the trees. The one good thing about working the land, we get some exercise, and it gives us a hand. With every tug, we're making things right, clearing the way, bringing in life. We feed the compost pile, watch it grow, turning waste to wonder, slow by slow while we're weeding. We find our place, building a future with each embrace. The clock keeps ticking, but we don't mind. We'll find our rhythm, let the world unwind. Patience is a virtue, they always say, so we'll keep on weeding in our own sweet way. One good thing, it's a blessing in disguise. Time to nourish what never dies. While we're waiting, we'll plant the seeds, tending to nature and all her needs. We feed the compost pile, watch it grow, turning waste to wonder, slow by slow while we're weeding. We find our place, building a future with each embrace. Every moment spent in toil brings us closer to the soil. Life keeps moving, and so do we. Weeding patiently, wild and free. We feed the compost pile, watch it grow, turning waste to wonder, slow by slow while we're weeding. We find our place, building a future with each embrace. So here's to weeding under the sun, finding the joy in what's to be done. The time will come when we finally see that weeding was worth it for you and me.
Well, I just finished the flame weeding, the driveway. There is a bit of a breeze that's kicked up, which is both a blessing and a bit of a challenge. As far as the blessing goes, it feels a little bit cooler because it's very, very hot. And also breathing in some of the smoke. Now, typically, when we're doing flame weeding, our goal is not to burn the grass or burn the weeds. Our goal is to just transiently go over the surface of the foliage, and that heat is enough not to ignite the plant. We don't want to burn the plant, but it's enough to go ahead and damage the cell walls of the plants themselves. And once the cell walls are damaged, they can't do the photosynthesis, they can't do adequate transpiration. And of course, right now we're in the middle of a drought, hopefully at the end of a drought, I'm hoping. It's really dry here. And so that posed a bit of a challenge because some of the dead grasses and weeds that have been laying there for a while, they ignite because they're brown. They've been dead for a while. There's no moisture in them, and so they just take off and ignite. So I had to put out a few little fires around there. But with the breeze kicking up, we don't want it going anyplace. So real careful next to the building, next to all the places that could, you know, get that whole system charging and all. So you got to be real careful when you're doing flame weeding. And everything did turn out okay. Now you won't, there'll be some black spots where the dead vegetation that was dried out and all that ignited, so that'll be blackish color like charcoal. But the green will still be green until tomorrow, and tomorrow we'll take a look at it, or the next day, take a look at the driveway area, and we'll have less green and hopefully a lot more yellowish if we look at it tomorrow, than brown the next day after that. But there's some of the cell walls we aren't going to damage too much. So some of those weeds are really, really tough. Now that won't kill any of those plants, the flame weeding. It will knock them back. They have good established root systems. Now if they're just seedlings that had just started off, they're done. They're toast. And that would be the ideal way of doing flame weeding, is just going out as soon as the seedlings have emerged, flame it at that point, and you've killed off all of the weeds or inappropriate plants in that space. But this is established weeds. We drive in very specific locations. See, it always drives in the exact same place. I try to drive on the greener spots. You know, try not to wear tracks in there, but eventually we'll get the limestone down. It's just so darn expensive, and we got all the material costs for the building and all, working on that right now. So pretty happy that the flame weeding went okay. We didn't start any major fires, had small little fires. We got those out right away as well. And I'm hot, and I breathed in some smoke from the burnt spots. And that's to be expected when you're going over it a few times and trying to kill it. And I'm gonna wait until tomorrow to pick up some of this these wood chips, shredded material here, and put them around the pond. Pond 5, that's the leaky pond. And I'll do this tomorrow. I'm just a little too hot. I breathe in enough smoke that I just want to not over-exert myself at this point. So that's it for today's video, folks. I really appreciate you being with us and tuning in. Appreciate it a lot, and we love your comments and your suggestions and your thumbs up. Thanks so much, and have a great day. Bye-bye now.